First of all, I wanted to thank everyone who's joined my channel in the last week or so. I really do appreciate the support and the feedback, whether it be good or bad. I could always improve. But I want to spend just a couple of minutes giving you my observation of yesterday's primaries in Texas, Ohio, Vermont, and Rhode Island, and also share with you who I thought the real winner was. So Hillary did well. She was able to stop Barack Obama's momentum to some extent. But the one thing I want everyone to realize is that Barack Obama was about anywhere between 15 and 20 points down in Clinton's, quote, firewall states. And the fact is that Barack lost to Clinton by 100,000, actually 95,000 votes in Texas. And there were much more than, 2 million votes in Texas, and in the primary side of the election. So you have 100,000 votes between a well-known candidate and this new kind of Barack Obama in Texas, a pretty conservative state even for Democrats. And Hillary in her firewall state was only able to squeak out a win, and Barack Obama will win the caucus component of the primary yesterday. So at the end of the day, Barack Obama pretty much will end up winning Texas, or it'll be a dead even tie based on the distribution of 2/3 of the delegates being distributed by the primary and 1/3 of the delegates being distributed via the caucus. So what we essentially had yesterday, even when you throw in Ohio, is that Hillary netted 9 delegates. She was down by 150. She netted 9 delegates. This huge victory, so-called victory of hers, really didn't do much to the math. So here's where I really want to get to. I want to get to the point where I really tell you who I think the big winner was yesterday. The winner yesterday was not Hillary Clinton, and it definitely was not Obama. The winner yesterday was the media. And my thesis, or my rationale behind it, is that if you look at what happened, the last 2 to 3 days before the election, the media took Hillary's sort of lifeline and ran with it. You have everything that happened between the Saturday Night Live skit. They ran with that all weekend. Then you throw the whole point of Clinton asking why Barack was not vetted more, and why is the media so unfair to her. And I think that somewhere in the back of their mind, or in these deep kind of sessions where they plan for what's going to happen during the day, the coverage of the primary, someone back there said, look, if we help Hillary a little bit here and give her her fair shake, and she wins these 2 states, or at least quasi wins, the perception of winning happens, what's going to happen is that Hillary will not jump off this race or jump out of the race, and we have another 7 to 8 weeks of coverage that we could milk out of the American public. And it's essentially what's happening. They were already on Saturday and Sunday, when I was watching some of the coverage in preparation for the actual primaries on Tuesday, many of them were already starting to use the language of, well, what happens if she only wins 1 state and not both of them? Well, Bill Clinton said that she needed both states, but I think Hillary will stay in. Don't you think so? And they started bringing in a whole bunch of people that started conveying that, oh, I just don't believe it. I think that Hillary's a fighter. And there was this sort of persuasion of the American public to believe that Hillary really didn't need both states, and that if she won both states, it will actually be, definitely a big plus, and that she will definitely stay in the race. But the math doesn't add up. Hillary will have to win every single remaining state 70 to 30 in terms of delegate distribution in order to catch up to Barack Obama and pledged delegates. You have to understand that Barack Obama won 12 straight states, and not all these states were small states. He won Maryland, Virginia. He swept Wisconsin. These are not your typical little states and caucuses. These were big primaries that he won, and won substantially, 60 to 40. So you have to ask yourself what really happened. And I think what really happened was that the media used the last 2 to 3 days before the this Tuesday's primary, yesterday's primary, to see if they could give Hillary a little bit of a bump so they could sell their ads and have all of us, including me, tune in on an hourly basis to see what else is happening in this campaign. So I guess I'm a sucker for it. I will pay attention, but it'll be interesting to see what happens when Obama wins another 2 states, Wyoming and Mississippi, substantially, probably 60-40. And if they will still continue supporting Hillary the way that they have. And I also predict that Obama will go on the offensive. I think he will try to do it in a very positive, if you could. But I think he'll do it in a positive way. He'll try to outline hey, no, you can't talk about this. This is my show. That's my cat. But Hillary will definitely be attacked by Barack. I think Barack's going to take a different approach, and I think he'll do a Barack Obama type attack ad that will show Hillary's weaknesses and maybe even catch her in some of her own paradox. In other words, if you look at the 3 a.m. ad where she's asking, is Barack really ready, and who would you want to answer that phone? Well, the question you really have to ask yourself about that ad is, what foreign policy experience, what emergency crisis does she respond to that would have been to that would have allowed her to really differentiate herself from Barack Obama? And the answer is zero. Going on vacation in China and helping women's rights, while I highly respect it and I think it's important, I would not call that foreign policy 3 a.m. Emergency phone call type of experience. So Hillary's a hypocrite, and everything she's used against Barack is definitely something that the Republicans will use against her, or they will use it against Barack thanks to her. Oh, one more point. I really disliked the way that she said that she will have 35 years life experience to, convince the American public to elect her president, and that John McCain will have his life experience to get the American public to support him. But Barack Obama had a speech that he made in 2002. That was, again, she is willing to kill her own party and the hope and inspiration of everyone supporting Barack Obama if she doesn't get her what she thinks is owed to her nomination from the party. So I really hope that people take a step back and look at the pros and cons. And I would not support a Hillary ticket. I'm a former Republican, and I won't vote for her. Sorry, I'd rather sit out the race again, or potentially vote for John McCain, because I think that Hillary is not sincere, and she's a liar, and she's willing to kill her party and Barack Obama if she doesn't get her way. And in the media, shame on you. Well, again, thank you a lot for visiting. I really will try to make these videos shorter, but hey, I like to talk. Bye.